picture released of Obama posing with Louis Farrakhan in 2005. A new photograph has emerged showing former President Barack Obama rubbing elbows with a hate group leader who has instructed his followers to kill white people and expressed virulent anti-Semitic views. Promising to protect Obama political ambitions, journalist Askia Mohammed agreed to suppress the image of Obama and Nation of Islam leader Rev. Louis Farrakhan, keeping it hidden for 13 long years. A picture worth 1,000 words. Obama is pictured grinning ear to ear alongside Farrakhan at a Congressional Black Caucus meeting in 2005, even though he would later distance himself from the racist preacher as he took on national prominence. He assured voters in 2008 that "we not doing anything, I assure you," formally or informally with Minister Farrakhan. A picture is worth 1,000 words, though, and this particular image contradicts what Obama would prefer voters knew about his interactions with a racist and outspoken anti-Semite. Certainly, interacting with Farrakhan at a political function qualifies as maintaining a formal relationship with the Nation of Islam minister. Mohammed, who has received multiple awards from the National Association of Black Journalists, finally gave the image up to the Trice Edney Newswire, a provocative, empowering, unapologetically black Sikh publication. The veteran reporter told the Newswire service, "I gave the picture up at the time and basically swore secrecy, but after the nomination was secured and all the way up until the inauguration. Then for 8 years after he was president, it was kept undercover." North Star News and Analysis, who disseminated the photo over the internet, chose to attack the public potential response to the image, rather than discuss the implications of the future president publicly associating with a racist hate-monger. Mainly because of bigotry and fear-mongering, writes Hazel Trice Edney, the public release of that photo could doom America's chances of electing Obama as its first black president. The religion of race. The real bigotry and fear-mongering worth reviewing comes straight from Farrakhan, who has led the divisive Nation of Islam since 1977 and turned the organization into a radical hate group that even the far left-leaning Southern Poverty Law Center acknowledges is grounded in bizarre and fundamentally anti-white theology. Obama was consorting with an unapologetic anti-Semite who routinely accuses Jews of manipulating the U.S. government and controlling the levers of world power. Farrakhan invective-laced sermons are infamous enough that Obama should have known to keep his distance from the minister. Farrakhan once said, "You see, everybody always talk about Hitler exterminating 6 million Jews. That right. But don't nobody ever ask what did they do to Hitler?" As a radical Muslim who openly hates Jews, Farrakhan is known for sympathizing with terrorists. "They call them terrorists, I call them freedom fighters," he said, referring to the Iranian-backed Hezbollah, an internationally designated terrorist group. There is an equivalent for Farrakhan on the right. Imagine the public backlash if Mitt Romney or Donald Trump were pictured moseying up to white supremacist and anti-Semitic conspiracist David Duke, for example. Such an image would politically ruin any conservative leader. Ironically, Duke has never called for violence against minorities, but Farrakhan has explicitly advocated for violence. Yet, the darling of the left will survive this exposure and remain in the good graces of liberals. They will dismiss the encounter as coincidental and label any attempts to recall Obama's controversial past as bigoted fear-mongering. Radical associations. Obama will maintain his self-defined scandal-free image, despite coming under fire before for associating with openly racist religious leaders. His close relationship with Rev. Jeremiah Wright, his longtime personal pastor, attracted criticism during the early years of his national political career as he was initially reluctant to denounce the documented anti-Semite and religious race baiter. Wright is on record stating that the United States invented the HIV virus as a means of genocide against minorities. Based on this Tuskegee experiment and based on what has happened to Africans in this country, I believe our government is capable of doing anything, he said once. Wright maintains that Obama only rejected his disgusting racist views to maintain his squeaky clean public image. After Obama finally condemned his spiritual mentor, Wright remarked, "If Senator Obama did not say what he said, he would never get elected." Politicians say what they say and do what they do based on electability, based on sound bites, based on polls. Obama was similarly evasive in denouncing Farrakhan. During a 2008 primary debate with his Democrat opponent, Hillary Clinton, the moderator pressed him on his relationship with the minister. After a fumbling monologue meant to divert from his relationship with Farrakhan, Clinton called Obama out for his half-hearted denunciation and stated that we got to be even stronger in condemning racially divisive figures. Americans were once hopeful that Obama would shepherd the nation into a post-racial future, free from the divisions that once separated blacks and whites. However, those hopes were quickly dashed as it became clear that the first African-American president would emphasize racial differences, exacerbate racial tensions, and provide tacit support for controversial groups like Black Lives Matter. Given Obama's closeness to Farrakhan, America never stood a chance to heal racial wounds and start anew under the 44th President of the United States.